The universe might not be real. Now, before you go running off in a panic, let me explain what I mean. Let's start with a basic understanding of the universe. We all know that it consists of galaxies, stars, and planets, and other celestial bodies all spinning through space-time at incredible speeds. But does this really make sense? Is it possible that our universe is simply an illusion? Some people say yes. They argue that the universe we observe and interact with every day is actually just a hologram created by some advanced technology or computer program. In other words, they say that our entire universe exists inside a simulated reality, kind of like the Matrix. Now, if that sounds far-fetched, consider this. There are certain physical phenomena observed in nature which cannot be explained by current scientific models. These include things like dark matter and energy, quantum entanglement, and even gravity itself, all of which remain largely mysterious and unexplainable using traditional scientific explanations. So could it be possible that these phenomena are actually artifacts left over from the creation of our simulated reality? One thing to keep in mind is that, technically speaking, nothing can actually be disproved in science, only supported or unsupported by observable evidence. So while there's no definitive proof either way as to whether or not the universe is real or not, there are enough hints out there to lead some individuals to believe it's entirely possible. But what would happen if one day we discovered that the universe wasn't real? Well, think about it. I can only imagine the chaos that might ensue. People might start questioning the very foundations of their reality, wondering if anything they've ever experienced is actually real, or if it's just part of the program. It could be like the ultimate existential crisis, multiplied by infinity. We would have access to literally infinite possibilities, since everything we experience would essentially just be part of some sort of large-scale game or program. Similar to how video game developers create virtual worlds for gamers to explore and interact with. We'd no longer have physical constraints as in reality. Instead, we'd have complete control over every aspect of our environment and circumstances. Essentially, every action would become customized according to our own desires. We could build entire galaxies from scratch without any limit whatsoever. On top of this, knowledge would also become infinitely accessible. Since all information is stored within digital files, such as computers in a simulated reality, then any bit of information could be easily accessed quickly and accurately, like never before seen on Earth. Even better, with no need for physical limitations or laws dictating our behavior. Since nothing would actually be real, we could finally realize true freedom. One of the most interesting ideas surrounding the simulation hypothesis is that of the glitch. According to this theory, if we are indeed living in a computer-generated reality, there may be occasional glitches in the system that allow us to see beyond the illusion. For example, there have been reports of strange occurrences, such as objects that seem to move on their own, or unexplained phenomena like déjà vu. Some people believe that these experiences are actually glitches in the system, temporary windows into the underlying reality that lies beyond the simulation. Another theory that supports the idea that the universe is not real is that of idealism. According to this view, the physical world is not actually separate from our consciousness, but instead a product of it. In other words, the universe as we experience it is a mental construct rather than a physical one. This view has been popular among philosophers for centuries and has even been supported by modern science, particularly in the field of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is perhaps the most fascinating and mysterious area of physics, and it has led to some truly mind-bending theories about the nature of reality. According to quantum mechanics, particles don't have definite properties until they're observed. In other words, the act of observing a particle can actually change its behavior, and the outcome of an experiment can be influenced by the observer's intentions. Some scientists believe that this suggests that reality is not objective, but is instead created by our perceptions of it. So what does all of this mean for us? Well, if the universe is not real, it could have some profound implications for our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. For example, if we're living in a simulation, then our reality is ultimately controlled by the creators of the simulation. This could mean that our lives are predetermined, or that our choices are ultimately meaningless. And let's not forget about the potential implications for our understanding of consciousness. If the universe is not real, then what does this mean for our consciousness? Are we just simulations within simulations, endlessly nestled within each other, like some kind of cosmic Matryoshka doll? Or is our consciousness somehow separate from the simulation, an entity that exists beyond the confines of this digital world? One thing's for sure, if the universe is a simulation, then we're all just characters in a giant video game. And if that's the case, then who's playing us? Are we just NPCs, mindlessly following our programming? Or are we actually capable of making our own choices and shaping our own destinies? Maybe one day we'll have the answers to these questions, or maybe we'll never truly know. But in the meantime, the idea that the universe is not real is a fascinating one to ponder. And it's sure to keep scientists and philosophers busy for years to come. So while it might seem far-fetched now, who knows what discoveries await us down the line? Maybe one day soon, we'll finally answer this age-old question: is the universe real or not? If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. And also, don't forget to check out our latest video on Enceladus, Saturn's icy moon that could potentially harbor signs of life.